Hello there everyone and welcome back to another Muunilinst mock update video. This is the first mock update video after the large announcement that I did last time, so if you missed that, make sure to check that out. I'll try to put an info card on screen right now. But we are expanding Muunilinst, and for this first episode, I'll be showing you guys some of the parts that I got in that will be put towards expanding Muunilinst, and I also finished the speeder bikes. So if you remember, I got almost half of them done for like the Republic, and I got a couple done for the Separatists. I actually finish up both factions in this episode, so overall, it's a very exciting episode, and without any further ado, let's get started. Alright guys, so I mentioned in my last update video that I was going to have to make a lot of purchases in order to continue Muunilinst, so I've gotten most of the orders in that I think I'll need to at least get started. I'm definitely going to need to order some more, but I think this will be enough basic Muunilinst parts that I'm going to need throughout the rest of the build. These are many parts that I've used throughout the mock already, so you'll recognize a bunch of them. But obviously, first off, the big one, lots of 16x16 plates, because that's what I've been using to lay the groundwork, and then I build on top of that. So I've got a bunch here. Hopefully my math was correct and I got enough for the rest of the build. But down over here, you'll see I've got a ton of small bags of these parts right here. These are all mostly speeder bike parts. So I mentioned I was needing to build a couple more speeder bikes. I'm wanting to build at least 12 on each side, so a lot of these parts are for the speeder bike, so I've got a bunch of those all ready to go, so hopefully I'll be able to finish those up in this episode. And of course, lots and lots of masonry brick, whether that be light gray or sand green, of course. All sorts of masonry brick, always need a lot of that. This bag right here is pretty cool. We've got some sand green 1x2 tiles. I've used those all over the place. And of course, the legendary 1x2 plates in sand green. I've been using those pretty much on every single building so far. And then some more 1x1s as well, just because you never know when I might need more of those. So a ton of parts here to get started for now. This episode, I'm going to be focusing on the speeder bikes, so kind of this pile right here will be enough hopefully to finish my speeder bikes, and I'll be able to have 12 on 12 for each side, so that's pretty cool. Normally I don't do hauls, but this was a fairly big one. I thought you guys might be interested to see kind of what all is being ordered in order to continue Muunilinst. So there's the haul and the rest of the parts, and I'm going to go ahead and get started on those speeder bikes. Alright guys, I have built the rest of the Republic speeder bikes. I had already built 7 previously and I wanted to get to 12, so I just had to build 5 more. So you can see I've built 5 more right here. They are all complete and looking pretty good. Now I'll be able to set them up with the ones I already have and have the complete 12 Republic speeder bikes. I think that's going to look pretty good. So here is the Republic speeder bikes that I worked on for this episode. And over on the other side, I've got the rest of the Separatist speeder bikes. I think I only had 4 done, so I had to make 8 more, I believe. So here is the rest of the 8 speeder bikes for the Separatist and the Assassin droids. Everything is the exact same on these ones as the previous speeder bikes, all the exact same. This took a lot of pieces and it took a little while, but I do think it looks really cool, and lined up all like this looks really awesome. You can see this last one down here, I'm missing one piece, like the handlebar right there, so still gotta find one more handlebar piece, but otherwise most of these are complete and looking pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and, for all these speeder bikes, I'm gonna go ahead and take them over to the mock and put them together with the rest of the speeder bikes that I already have built, and we'll see what it looks like. Alright guys, here we are. Here are all 12 Republic speeder bikes ready to go. I've got them lined up here a little bit so you guys could see all of them in action, which of course General Kenobi leading the charge. I gotta say, this is pretty awesome to see all 12 of them in line at once. Of course, I was having actually a really hard time setting up figures on this, so I've mentioned this a few times where the speeder bike figure positions are going to take a while to practice and get right, just because the balance of the speeder bikes is tricky and the way the minifigures are placed on there. So this is all not really, this isn't final figure setup, of course. Just expect a lot of surprises on that end, but I wanted to kind of set them up all right here in frame, all the speeder bikes in line so you could see them, and I had to kind of stagger them and put them in a different formation with a couple different rows here, but I think it looks awesome. This is really, really cool. Really fun to build this, since I've adored the scene since I first saw it as a kid, and it's really cool to have all these speeder bikes in a row. I think ideally it would be cool to have a lot more of these, but This took a lot of parts just to get these 12, and especially with the Separatist ones, which I'll show you in a little bit. So I think 12 versus 12 is okay. If we're looking at the MOC overall, kind of on this battlefield side, the 12 speeder bikes do take up quite a bit of space. So now imagine another 12 of the Separatist speeder bikes. It's going to take up quite a lot of space over here. So I think 12 is the correct number, and I think we'll fill up the battlefield pretty well with 12 speeder bikes on each side. Definitely let me know what you guys think. I definitely like the Republic speeder bikes a little bit more in terms of the design than I do of the Separatist ones that I came up with, but I am happy with them. And I think it looks really cool, and I just love General Kenobi up in the front, of course. So here are the Republic speeder bikes. Again, in the next couple of episodes, hopefully one pretty soon, I'll have enough practice under my belt to set up some really epic figure setups with the two speeder bikes. But for now, here are just the speeder bikes set up in front of the camera, and there we go. There are the Republic speeder bikes, and I think it looks really cool. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Here's a little bit of a different angle down low from the minifigure perspective here of these speeder bikes. I love the minifigure perspectives on MOCs, and I think these speeder bikes fit really well with it, so I just wanted to kind of show this angle real quick from down low. I just always think these types of angles look very epic on big MOCs like this, so there is that, and of course General Kenobi looking all epic up in the front. And here are the Separatist speeder bikes, all 12 of them. Yes, I know the back three are silver assassin droids. I couldn't find enough of my assassin droids in the black color, so I had to throw in some of the silver ones. But regardless, here is what we are looking at. This does look pretty epic. The assassin droids definitely have such a cool, sleek vibe to them. They're always so terrifying to me, especially even in the Clone Wars when they're doing all their crazy moves with their arms and legs, and then 2003 Clone Wars where they're just plowing through everybody. All the clones just get destroyed on the speeder bike charge, so I've always found that to be so epic. But here we go. Here are 12 of the Separatist speeder bikes. Definitely liking them. Let me know what you guys think about these speeder bikes in the comment section below. Which design do you like more, the Republic design or the Separatist design, and which faction do you think is going to win? If you guys know me for a while, you know I like to be a little rough on the clones in terms of how many casualties they take in a lot of these MOCs, but definitely let me know who you think would win in this speeder bike challenge when I'm going to set up the final figures for the final MOC. We now have both of the factions and their speeder bikes completed. This is a really big milestone, and I'm very, very happy to have it completed just because I've been talking about this for so long, the speeder bike charge, now to finally have them all completed. And of course I'd love to have more than 12 versus 12, but I think this is a good doable size for the amount of resources I'm working with and the size of the MOC. I think 12 versus 12 is good for now. It's definitely not out of the question that I may be able to add more speeder bikes in the future. I'm going to keep that out there because there is a possibility where I maybe do have some extra funds at the end where I can buy a few more speeder bikes, and if that's a possibility, I definitely will want to take advantage of that. But for now, this is what we're looking like for the speeder bike charge. I'm very, very happy with the designs. I was very nervous and hesitant on speeder bike designs because I'm not a very good vehicle builder, and I've never really worked with a lot of vehicles before, so I was a little nervous on the speeder bikes, but I think they've turned out pretty well, and I'm definitely happy with the feedback you guys have been giving me. Very positive feedback on that you guys have liked these designs, so I'm very happy to hear that, and that means a lot, so I really thank you guys for that. And of course, let me know your thoughts now that all of these speeder bikes are complete, and I'm not this episode, I know people probably want to see both sides charging up against each other, but not yet. I'm going to save that for a little bit later because I want to practice some more with the figure setups before I set them up on both sides, opposing one another, charging at each other, just because I want to save that for kind of a special opportunity, so I do apologize for that. But there we go, both factions completed for the speeder bike charge. Definitely let me know what you guys think and which faction will win, and that's pretty much it, so let's go ahead and move on to the outro. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you did enjoy. I had a ton of fun, and it's really satisfying to now have the full 12 versus 12 speeder bike charge. Again, I apologize for not setting up the actual speeder bike battle. I'm going to save that later on once I practice a little bit more setting up the figures, and I actually need to order some more of kind of like their javelins. I realize I don't have enough for all of them, so that's a little bit of a problem, so I'm going to need to order some more of those actually before I can set everybody up as well. And I also want to practice a little bit so when I do set them up, it's really something special and epic. So hopefully you guys did enjoy. This kind of concludes the I don't know, 3-part little series on making the speeder bike. So now we'll be able to move on to the rest of Muunilinst, which now, after the last announcement, is the expansion of Muunilinst with the giant tower and the buildings surrounding the tower. So stay tuned for the next couple episodes because it's going to be very, very exciting as we start to expand Muunilinst. So as always, leave your feedback in the comment section below. Hope you guys have a great day, and may the force be with you always.